Well, hello there. It's been a few days since I made one of these here videos. I guess, let's see, today's the 5th of January, the year 2023. So it's been since December 30th, I guess, 2022. So that's about a week. But I've always been thinking, all this stuff is going on right now. They got a whole big rigmarole going on in that Congress back there about what knucklehead is going to be the Speaker of the House for the next session of Congress. Now, it don't make much difference to me, because as far as I can tell, there's only a few Americans, actual U.S. citizen type Americans, that believe in the Constitution, in that whole, let's see, that whole Washington, D.C. back there. Biggest share of them that's in that Biden administration are all citizens of the world. That's what they are. They don't even believe in borders for this country anymore, so we got open borders. No big deal, I guess, except if you go back and you get to looking. What I was thinking. Now, the United States of America, and you read that Constitution, and you read what some of them guys like Madison and Jefferson and John Adams and George Washington and a whole bunch of them thought. You can get down into Patrick Henry and some of them. If there were, say, I'll round it down to 300 million people living in this country. Now, I don't know that are citizens of this country, not living here. We got a whole bunch more residents. But I don't know how many square miles or acres or whatever you want to know there is in the United States. Counting Hawaii and Alaska, if there are 300 million people, the way they figured it, there are 300 million deeds of title out on the land, on the real estate of the United States of America. So each one of us own one, or we're entitled to, put it that way, 1/300 millionth of the ground. Now, let's say they're California. I don't know how big it is, but let's say it's got 30 million people that live there. Well, the area of California, under the Constitution, is divided up then so that each one of the actual citizens of California are entitled to 1/30 millionth of the real estate. Say Wyoming now, I don't know how big it is, but it ain't got near as many people. Say it's only got 4 million. Well, each of the people in Wyoming are entitled to 1/4 millionth of the real estate. Now, see, that's where them fellas back there. And it all worked out good. Old Thomas Jefferson, though, he messed things up in people's thinking when he got to be president, because he made a bargain with that there old little guy that was, he wasn't such a little guy. I don't know where that rumor came from. But that Napoleon fella over there in France to buy the Louisiana Purchase, they called it. It got all that land all up through the middle of the United States, up over Mississippi on up over around. Well, them guys, them corrupt, crooked founders that was back in Washington back in them days, They thought, oh wow, we got all this land down here. We got all this good stuff. What are we going to do with it? They didn't consider the people. Now, the way the Constitution was set up, when land was doled out, and people went there and they settled up, and they petitioned, got statehood, they joined the Union. Just like going down and being in working. Oh, say you want to go be an apprentice in the electrical union. Okay, you go down, you apply, they accept you. Well, you join the electrical union, the electrical workers. I forget what they call that. I had a good buddy that was a retired electrical worker. But he can leave if he wants to after a period of time, but that messes up his retirement stuff that he's built up there. Well, you know, when a state joins the union, that's exactly what it does. And all the land within them state boundaries go to that state and to the citizens of that state. Now, if you figure it out, that causes a problem, except in that, I think it's Article 1, Section 8 or something like that in the Constitution. It says that's where they set up that District of Columbia back there by them states right around there, that Virginia and that Maryland and whoever, I don't know who did, donated land to become the seat of government. Now, it's illegal, unconstitutional for any of that to be a city because it's the seat of government, the District of Columbia. Now, that's one mess up where they got us. But that same deal in the Constitution says if they need for forts or armories or whatever, they have to buy it, petition the state to buy it under the federal government to set up a fort, to set up an armory, to set up this or that or the other. See, they don't own it. It belongs to the state. They have to buy what they need back for the federal government. Now, you know, you get to looking at all these things, all these problems that there's been. I don't know, that guy that was over there in Nevada not too long ago that they had that big standoff with. All this stuff, and you got all these federal lands. Oh, state of Nevada is mostly federal land. State of Utah, a big bunch of it's federal land. Wyoming, I imagine they got quite a bit of federal land, and that there, Montana. That's unconstitutional. If them bounders want that land for the federal government, why, they're supposed to buy it. Now, wait a minute. If those senators represent the state they're from, and not that corrupt political party they belong to, if them representatives belong to the state area that they were elected in and supposed to represent not that corrupt political party they're a member of, how does all this fit together? Gee, there's something wrong with the whole system. You know something? People are sure dumb. Well, I don't think they're so dumb. They're just ignorant. They ain't got enough time to go out and read and learn and understand what it is that we've got here in the United States of America that nobody anywhere else in the world has actually got. And it's called liberty. where our certain unalienable rights that we have from our Creator, that we are endowed with, are protected by that liberty and that Constitution. You know, people ought to think about it. Let's think about it. I'm going to think about it some more, and I'll come back and talk some more. Have a good day, and may God bless y'all.